2024 Harrison Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. Gordon, if you could take the attendance roll, please.
Little sheet here. Russell Montgomery.
Here.
Steve Berger.
Here.
Sonny Ross.
Here.
Bob Cox.
Here.
And Joe Combs. Here.
You guys will stand and please join us. Saying our national anthem. Or the pledge of the national anthem. Joe, you want to lead us in that? Man, you can sing. Come on, Joe. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll do the allegiance next month. Your thing. Gotta give you guys time to warm up.
Man.
All right. Okay. All right. I need. Has anyone had a chance to go over the minutes from the July 23rd meeting? If so, if there's any questions, comments, amendments, otherwise we'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Mr. Cox.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mr. Berger.
Russell Montgomery.
Yay.
Steve Berger.
Yay.
Sonny Ross.
Abstain.
Bob Cox.
Yay.
Joe Combs.
Yay.
All right. There is no old business on the docket. We will move straight on to new business. Case number 1323, a zoning request to allow an accessory structure within a side yard on a sweeping corner lot, which is not permitted in R1 zoning district. Our visitor today is Mr. Adam Maffey. Is that correct? Maffey. Yes. Maffey. All right. I'll read the details of the case, and then we'll let you jump up there. We'll swear you in, and we'll. Mr. Maffey is looking to obtain a zoning variance for the location of his shed. He feels the location and layout of his lot produces a hardship of available locations for his shed. Mr. Maffey has obtained approval from the HOA, however, neither was aware of the zoning regulations for the accessory structures. Per regulations, the shed would have to be located in the rear triangle portion of the yard. Recently had a shed installed along the side of the house. The shed sits behind the fence and is behind the front yard setback. City Ordinance 1147068 notes no detached accessory buildings or structures shall be located in any front or side yard except under unusual circumstances where such activity shall not conflict with the intent and purpose of this ordinance or where enforcement shall result in extreme hardship. All right, you want to step up to the podium? I'll swear you in. You state your name for the record, please.
Adam Maffey.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. Do you want to give us a little background, anything in addition to what I just read or that's not already in here that you think might be pertinent?
No, I think that sums it up pretty well. We were not aware when we had the structure going through HOA to have it placed. I did provide documentation through HOA stating where I wanted to place it. I'm not sure if any of those documentations made it. Okay. So yeah, we had it built there for the safety and convenience of, we have small children. They play in that pipeline structure. We call it the pipeline. It's a 15 roughly foot easement between property lines. Kids are back there daily playing with the neighbors. Where it was structured out based on where we're allowed to have it, it's a pure obstruction. It would make it very difficult to see the children while they're back there playing. I'll say that's the biggest reason. We liked it off to the side, nice tucked away. We want to do nice landscaping around it, make it incorporated into our property. With where it is in the backyard, where it's being suggested it goes in the backyard, it doesn't really leave much room for a backyard, really. With the size that it is at 10 by 16, it gives about a 10 foot to 15 foot, depending on the location. Difference between where our house, the patio is, and where that starts. So visually not very appealing, but the majority reason is just safety of the children, being able to on look from them while we're in the backyard, being able to see the children play.
What kind of conditions did the HOA have for you?
The only thing they required was that it was built by a professional, built by a company, that it was, a wooden or LP structure, had to be pre-approved, whether it was metal roof or shingled roof.
They didn't say anything about location or setbacks or anything like that?
They didn't, because how I have my fencing is well within all of that, so they didn't have any concerns or issues with that.
Did you get a variance from the city for your fence?
honestly, I don't remember now. That was about 3 years ago.
Okay. But the HOA, did you go through the HOA for the
I
fence as
did,
well?
yeah, I did. Yeah, I've submitted everything through the HOA, which, when I had spoke with Gordon, the shed should have been pre-approved and went through permitting. I made a mistake there, I didn't realize. First-time home buyer within an HOA, you know, we're used to just building a structure and moving on, right? So that is something, my understanding is, if approved through the variance, the permit is encompassed in that. If it's not, you know, I'm willing to go whatever's necessary to be registered properly.
Okay.
I just say shame on the HOA because it's probably written in there and they should know.
Yeah, you know, I know
on
we're
the
undergoing new, they're asking for new HOA members, so we just had an election. I don't know how invested everybody is, right? So maybe that has something to do with it, maybe it doesn't, but yeah, I felt very disappointed. It came out of left field, and I'm thinking, I thought I did everything I was supposed to do properly, and, you know, but,
Well, if you gotta pay to move it, I would go after your HOA.
yeah, we looked into it. It's not cheap. The company
I'm
said
sure.
they'd come out here and do it, and it's $500 to $750. I'm thinking,
Is it anchored at all?
no, it is not.
It's just on,
It's
What?
on cinder, yeah, and I want to do, and I actually had it ordered to do it that weekend before I got my notice. I had from Jay's Mulch, all the rock and mulch ordered for my front and back. We're gonna cut around it, and I had created the sidewall so no rodents can get in there, right, and get up underneath there, and then I was gonna tie it in and then rock and mulch around it to create a nice landscape around it. So I was like, hey, hold on, please don't deliver tomorrow. What?
right?
So,
Yeah, probably good timing, huh?
yeah, it was perfect timing. If it was a week later, that would.
Okay. All right, anybody else have any questions, comments?
No,
My-
it's one of those lots where it's just, you know, with the way they built the house central to that lot, makes it pretty difficult.
Yeah, I was looking over the circumstances that he would have had to have been presented for it to go somewhere else, and I'm glad you came in tonight because I never thought about. I do a lot of work back there, and those kids play in that pipeline all the time.
That's right.
So to be able to keep your eyes on your kids there, that's something I hadn't considered. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Thank
Because where it sits now, I would have been inclined to say, why didn't you put it back there in
Yeah.
the corner? You know what I mean? But that does make sense. So. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of hogtied there from my perspective. Yeah, I don't think I mean, like Gordon said, shame on your HOA.
Thank you.
They should, that should be probably brought up to, I mean, I don't know if, we say it to everybody who comes in here is asking for forgiveness, you know, your HOA should know better.
We try, actually, I just stopped at the sales home in the new development
Did you?
because their things are starting.
What about the shed builder themselves? Shouldn't they know?
They should, but if they got their money, they're in and out.
Yeah.
They're faster.
I think they were there for 45 minutes. I mean, they had 3 sheds on that
Wow.
the truck.
Oh,
and
they
I
just
had the
offloaded.
smallest one.
Drop it off and go.
Yeah, I mean, he leveled it the best he could. Unfortunately, I've had my mower outside of it because it's going to take some effort to level and make sure that my ramp is secure.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, it's just been one of those eyesores, unfortunately, for the last few weeks as well. So,
Any questions regarding landscaping?
Yeah, I mean, if anybody's inclined to put a condition on dressing it up, if it is your plans to do hardscape and softscape around there, maybe some bushes,
yeah.
I mean, dress it up.
Absolutely. Yeah, my wife has an entire vision that she's already modeled out. I mean, it's on paper, it looks pretty sharp. Now it's just a matter of how well I can actually do it. Right?
Yeah.
So my question is, if you did move it back to the back left corner, and it ran long ways, were your doors on this? Is that even a possibility, or what are you saying that it's?
Are you saying to the left corner of
Left
the
back
neighbors?
corner where it looks like almost looks like there's a concrete padded thing there, but it's
Yeah,
not.
so that's an 8x10. Call it deck for simplicity.
Okay.
I could move it there. I keep hitting this. That's twice now.
Sorry.
Third time I've got to buy you a new one. So to be frank, my kids' best friends are that neighbor's house, and they play in that neighborhood or that neighbor's backyard. They're over there actually right now playing, and that would obstruct that entire vision of their play set. Where their swings are, they have a small trampoline and a sandbox. I know my neighbor also just planted trees there, and all kinds of shrubbery as well. That's where the sun comes in and sets over on that side.
Well, commend you for being a responsible parent to keep an eye on your kids.
It's, you know, it doesn't come with its hardships, right? You know, watching kids. I've got an 8, a 6, and a 9-month-old. So
Oh, my.
the
Good for
9-year-old
you.
wants to be 13, 14 years old already and run around. It's like, time out. Just because you have an Apple Watch doesn't mean you run the neighborhood. It gives you a little more freedom, but it doesn't break you free.
You had any neighbors say anything about the building?
Yes, but they've been positive.
Positive.
We actually had a lot of people come by and ask us where we built it. We got a few recommendations out. The builder is actually going to be giving us some sort of a stipend because of the business that we've grown, so.
Oh.
Gotcha. Our chairman always talks about this isn't a precedent setting, and we gotta look at all the circumstances here, and it's unique.
Am I able to inquire if anybody reached back out? I know there was letters sent out to my neighbors. So a lot of them had approached me and said, hey, we got this letter. Do you want us to come in with you or call or?
We have not gotten any feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, my general inclination at the outset was that if your HOA said it looks great and your neighbor said it looks great, who am I to say it doesn't look great? You know, you've given me good enough reasons for your kids. I understand that. I get that. You know, if your intention is to dress it up with landscaping, I don't know if anybody feels strongly enough to put a condition on the variance approval that you got to do X, Y, and Z. It sounds like that was your plan already.
If you want to, yes, we are going to. That is a very hard line in the sand for us
Right.
because we take pride in our house. This is the most expensive house we ever bought, you know, so it's one of those things where it's a pride feature for us. We're on the corner. People drive by our house 100 times a day, and we don't want it to look bad.
I would entertain a motion to approve with the exception that we want to make sure that there's going to be landscape and hardscaping to address it up. Do we want to put any kind of details to that, or is that good enough, Gordon?
Okay, only thing is if you feel anything as far as because of the visual effect, heights or types of bushes, something like that, maybe you can elaborate. Do you know what type
Yeah, what are you
your
thinking?
wife is looking at?
Yeah, so I know she wanted to do a decorative rock border, and then around that, she was going to do all of the landscaping. So it would be like a 3-layered structure. So it would be the rock structure, the decorative rock, and then it was going to be mulch, where she was going to plant. I don't know what she's going to plant. My wife actually just is going to be here soon because she's looking to open a plant store downtown Harrison. So she's the inspiration of what plants are going to go in there. I'm not privy to that. It's more of, you know, hey, honey, go buy this and plant this. But I know it's going to be rock mulch and then another rock border around that. She's wanting to incorporate like a sitting structure. If you're looking at the long side of the fence towards the corner, the back right corner, to create a sitting structure with a fire pit, but maybe like some sort of a gazebo or something out there as well.
Say then, I would make a motion to approve with the addition of some hardscaping and landscaping. Don't want to pigeonhole them too much on that because.
I agree. Just keep that language vague. Yeah. Hardscape and softscape. Just no grass.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Ross, seconded by Mr. Cox. Any discussion, questions, concerns? Gordon, if you take the roll, please.
Wilson Montgomery,
Yay.
Seaberger,
Yay.
Sonny Ross,
Yay.
Bob Cox,
Yay.
Joe Combs.
Yay.
All righty, go forth and do it. Just make sure if you make a gazebo, you check with
Yes.
your local.
I
Building
absolutely,
department.
I will not fall in the same trap twice.
You know if you got a building permit for the fence.
I would assume so. We had it built. I'll look into it though for my due diligence.
We're not here to discuss that, but I will tell you, if you ever replace it, there is a small building permit fee to
Okay.
replace it. And you'll get caught in the trap of corner houses.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
take
I'll-
care of the
I'll
fence.
look into
Moral of the story is take care of your.
I will look into that.
And,
first.
he mentioned the gazebo in the center. Do we have any guidance for him on, in that corner?
How tall and how close to the property line?
We may get,
And that might not be set in stone. So if you have general guidance, like I said, with what she's wanting to do, she's drawing it out. So that's privy to change if it becomes, no, gazebo is going to be all of these additional things, right? It's maybe, let's just do something different that's still.
The
kinda
gazebo
has
makes
that.
sense.
I can
Makes
let you
sense,
know
though.
if,
Yeah.
I think we might get a zoning permit for structures like a pergola,
Sure.
gazebo. Paver stones, we do not.
Okay.
If you extend concrete, we do.
Yep.
Because that's impervious surface.
Because she's looking to do pavers towards that side to flatten out the ground when we do the fire pit. I'm not sure if she wants to encompass it, you know, into, we have the huge solo stove, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she's wanting to decorate the outside of it. Doesn't make sense to me. 'Cause
I'm smiling
the
because
one's
he said
dumping it.
pergola and you have a pergola in your backyard too. Come on, buddy.
I was
No,
just
you know,
off-
now you know is the thing, yeah.
Yeah, now you
It's-
know.
And
Really,
in
you
my
ought to
opinion,
run
did
it
your
by.
due diligence by
Yeah.
checking with the HOA?
Yeah.
And most people just don't know. And to be honest with you, most of the HOA members, no offense, Bob, except unless you're Bob Cox, who knows exactly what is going on and is very good at what he does, most of those HOA guys are
A lot of them are, I think, are just volunteer,
include you?
right, and are doing it.
Sure.
They don't like the pushback they get from residents, but it wouldn't hurt to, you know, send them a notice that, hey, by the way, you know, zoning permit is required.
Yeah.
Also, there's recommendations, let them know too.
Yeah, agreed. No, thank you.
There you go.
I will send them an email to kind of outline what's happening, so hopefully nobody else has to go through it.
Thank you, Mr. Maffey. We appreciate your time.
Thank you guys very much.
Have a good
Appreciate it.
night.
Yep, you too.
All right, with there being no further business before the board, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I would love to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion adamantly
I've been out,
submitted by
I was
Mr.
thought
Ross.
last meeting, I would just love to.
I will second it.
Lacklusterly
Don't
seconded
tell
by
Jerry.
Mr. Combs.
Don't tell Jerry.
You were like,
Don't tell Jerry.
he's ready to go home, and he's not. All right, Gordon. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
There we go. Jerry Wilson.